Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. I'm going to try to talk louder because I noticed the audio is kind of low when I record on here, so sorry if I'm annoying people with how loud I'm talking. Anyway, this is a new haul. This is over several months, and I have some raw books and I have some graded books that I'm going to be showing. I'm going to try to make this a quick video, and of course, my heat just turned on right when I started talking, so that's going to make it hard to hear me, but whatever. Uh, Wild Boy of the Congo, number 12. Picked this one up off of eBay. I had it on my watch list. This is like a newer feature on eBay where the seller can actually make an offer to, to the watchers. So, the seller made me an offer. It was about 40% off of the listed price, and that's when you click buy. So I bought it, and I love Matt Baker's artwork, so I'm happy to have my first Wild Boy of the Congo book. And this corner here has what looks like water damage that goes all the way through. Of course, you got the little chip there that's hanging on by the tiniest thread. That's gonna come loose any second now. I'm surprised it's still on there, but I'm not touching it anymore. Anyway, it's not high grade by any means, but pretty flat and good colors on it. So I'm happy to have this. And next up, we got Archie Comics number 43. This is another case of where the seller made an offer to me. And this one wasn't as discounted as the other one, but it was still a good price, so I picked it up. And this is actually my first Archie book in my collection. So happy to have this. I'm trying to run through these quick so I can keep the video a little bit shorter because I do have a pretty good amount of books to show. Here's a Romantic Marriage number 12. I found this one on Comic Link, and this is one where I didn't do my research. If I did my research, I wouldn't have bought it because it was flipped multiple times and price inflated, and I bought it for the inflated price. So I learned my lesson, though. It's not going to happen again. So the reason I bought this too is I like the covers on it. And why I say covers is because watch this. Isn't that pretty cool? The back cover is like a front cover. It's got a price on it and everything. Oh, and this board that's on here is it's a Comic Skins board, Golden Age size. I actually bought a pack of those just to try them out, and they're okay. They're about the thickness of a halfback, so I don't think they tell you that on any of their website or on Amazon or anything. So I figure I'll relay that information to everybody that the thickness is about as thick as a halfback. So if you were wondering, that's what it is. And I saw somebody even ask a question on Amazon, and they conveniently danced around the answer and answered part of the person's question, but not the whole question. So I'm answering it. So yeah. Okay, next one. We got Zap Comics number 1. This is a second print, and I bought this off of my comic shop as well. This was previously in a PGX slab. I cracked it out because the slab was about to die. The corner was cracked open, so if you drop it, that's a very it's not good, you know. Like you want it to be secure in there, and it wasn't. So I took it out of the slab. I'll show the back of it so you can see the label. Well, this is not the back of the comic, but you can see the label here. So that's what it was graded as, a 7.0 PGX. And I flipped through it. Pages look good. I took a look at the front cover. There's some creasing going down here to the staple. That's like a bunch of little tiny creases that are really close together. And then there's a bigger crease indent crease down here that goes through, I think, through the whole book, maybe. It's been a while since I looked in this one, but I got this a while ago, so. I actually did a little bit of dry cleaning on the cover too, because it was kind of dirty a little bit, so that's another reason why I wanted to crack it out. So yeah, happy to pick that one up. And I saw a 8.0 CGC that was listed after I bought that, and it was worse looking than that one. So take that with a grain of salt. You know, when you're buying books, you need to really know what you're doing. You can't really trust these grading companies. So yeah, here's Zap Comics #8, and this is a Robert Crumb cover. I've been collecting all the Robert Crumb covers in the series, so there's 3 of them as far as I know, 0, 1, and 8. And I have all 3 now. I don't have the first print of issue 1, but I don't want it because it's very expensive, and I'd rather spend that kind of money on a key Golden Age book if I was going to do it at all. So yeah. Alright, and now I'm going to bring out the slabs. So I'll just do like 2 at a time or so, just to be safe. Alright, so first book, Amazing Adventures #1, painted cover, 4.5. I've been really buying mostly 4.5s as far as Golden Age goes lately because I tend to find I tend to find better prices on 4.5s, and you know, it's got to be a nice looking 4.5. Like this is a nice flat one. It's got some what do you call it? It's got a tear on the spine down there that goes, you know, up. You could see it right here, the change in color there. So yeah, it's got a little bit of issues, but it presents very nicely, especially for a 4.5. And here's the back cover. So yeah, it's a new one that I picked up. And next book, Black Cat Mystery #37. This is one of the coolest covers in the Black Cat Mystery run, in my opinion. I know there's other books in that run that are more sought after, more valuable, but this one, as far as a work of art, the cover art is really great, and a really nice layout and everything. And like, I don't know, like when I was in school, I was really I was pretty much an artist. Like I did a lot of drawing. I took art classes, so I'm drawn to great art and great layouts. So okay, here's the back cover, footage, ad. And this is a book that's really hard to find. You don't see it for sale that often, so I'm glad to have it in my collection. And I really didn't pay a huge premium for it, which was nice. Okay, so here's the last 3 books that I'm going to show, and it looks like I'm making good time, so that's great. So here's Sweetheart Scandals, Fox Giant, 132 pages, and the way they made these, they took a bunch of reprints of the romance books and square bound them. The thing is about these, I can't crack it open. I could, but I don't want to. If I cracked it open, I could show you, but from what I read, the first page of every story is not in here because the first page was on the interiors of the cover. So they weren't going to keep reprinting the covers every time. So what they did, they just reprinted the interiors, which might make reading these stories a little difficult. So here's the back cover. And I bought this from DA Cardworld, Dave and Adams. I've purchased plenty of books from them. They're pretty good. Alright, next book, Strange Adventures, #110. Shout out to Comic Hijinks. That's where I first saw this book. This book reminds me of a Carl Burgos or a Joe Maneely cover, you know, talking like Strange Tales or Marvel Tales. Just kind of like look up some of those older books and you'll see what I mean, the way this cover's drawn, how it kind of has the resemblance to one of those. But this one was actually drawn by Gil Kane. I almost called him Jill Kane. By Gil Kane. So it's not one of their covers, but it just looks kind of similar to their artwork. So here's the back cover. Got a couple dust shadows on there, a little bit of chipping on the top. Alright, and last book and best book in the haul is Master Comics 26. So I'm adding to my Master Comics collection, which is now a whopping 2 books long. But yeah, we'll see. once the prices start going down, I'm going to get more. So yeah, this is from the collection of Frank Bruner, which is pretty awesome. And it's got restoration, and it has, I think, a little piece of tape in there. I looked at the grader's notes, but it's been a while since I read them, so I can tell you the one thing that jumped out at me from the grader's notes was the notes about the crinkles on the cover. Now, the front cover doesn't have that many crinkles, but the back cover has a lot of them. They don't break color, so I think they were a little harsh on it, but, you know, that made me get a good deal, so I'm fine with them being harsh on the grade, as long as I'm a buyer, you know. If this was my book and I sent it in and they were this harsh on the grade, I might I might be a little upset, but I'm happy that that they graded it the way they did, because I got a great deal on it. So let me flip it. So here's the back cover that has all the crinkle problems. They don't break color, as you see. If they did break color, you would see, you know, white marks in the guy's jacket there and everything. And yeah, it's a great book, and really happy to have it. So looking to add to this collection of Master Comics in the future. Once the prices start getting more reasonable, I will pick up more copies of the earlier books at least. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see everybody next time. Later.